Alrighty, yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94 here, back with another reaction video. Today, we finna react to the second guy in every WWE era. So this would be the number 2 guy in every era of WWE. So for every Stone Cold, there's a Rock. For every Bret Hart, there's a Shawn Michaels. For every John Cena, there's a Randy Orton, Batista, Edge. For every Roman Reigns, there's a Brock Lesnar. Or for every Brock Lesnar, there's a Roman Reigns. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it.
Every WWE era has its defining face. The guy who sells the merch, headlines WrestleMania, and becomes synonymous with the company. But right behind that top star, there's always someone else, the second top guy. Sometimes he's the perfect foil, sometimes he's waiting for his moment, and sometimes he's arguably just as valuable as the guy holding the main event spot. Today, we're breaking down who that second top guy was in every major WWE era, from the Golden Age through to today. These are the men who carried the company alongside the franchise player, often defining what it meant to be a main eventer without necessarily being the guy. Let's get into it. The Golden Era, 1984 to 1993. Macho Man Randy Savage. The Golden Era belonged to Hulk Hogan. There's no debating that. Hulkamania was the engine that drove WWE into mainstream pop culture. But if Hogan was the engine, Randy Savage was the transmission, making sure all that power actually got somewhere. Savage was everything Hogan wasn't in the ring. Where Hogan relied on charisma and a simple formula, Savage delivered technical excellence, dramatic storytelling, and an intensity that felt genuinely dangerous. His Intercontinental Championship reign from 1986 to 1987.
Can we be honest for a second? Macho could have been the number 1. Macho could have easily been the number 1. But this nigga Hulk Hogan was always holding niggas back and shit. Always playing the politics behind closed doors. Macho could have easily been the number 1. Could have been bigger than Hogan. His personality, his in-ring performance, the stories he could tell. Yo, Macho could have definitely been number 1. But like I said, politics with Hogan and all that bullshit just held him back.
Remains one of the most celebrated secondary title runs ever. When Savage won the WWF Championship at WrestleMania 4, it wasn't Hogan's moment. It was Macho Man's coronation. And yet, even as champion, he existed in Hogan's shadow. The Mega Powers storyline positioned them as equals, but everyone knew who WWE considered the real top guy. What made Savage the perfect second was his versatility. He could be a credible world champion, a spectacular Intercontinental champion, or a compelling tag team partner. He elevated everyone he worked with and delivered career-defining matches against Ricky Steamboat, Ric Flair, and Ultimate Warrior. Savage proved that being second didn't mean being lesser, it meant being indispensable. 1993 to 1997, Bret the Hitman Hart. Here's where it gets complicated. The new generation was WWE's awkward adolescence. The steroid trial had
I disagree with this one completely. Hold up. I think Bret Hart was the number 1 and Shawn Michaels was the number 2. That's just my personal opinion. Now, do I consider Shawn Michaels to be probably one of the greatest in-ring performers of all time? Absolutely. He is the best. He is the best in-ring performer I've ever seen throughout my entire life cycle. But going back and looking at it, Bret Hart was clearly that dude, bruh.
Decimated the roster.
McMahon has admitted he personally used steroids and shared them with a friend.
In fact, Hulk Hogan will be subjected to the test just like everybody else. Promise that the World Wrestling Federation will be the standard bearer for drug-free sports and entertainment.
Hogan was gone, and the company scrambled to find its next franchise player. Officially, Diesel and later Shawn Michaels were positioned as the guy. But if we're being honest about who actually carried the company creatively during this period, it was Bret Hart. Bret was the champion multiple times throughout this era. He main evented WrestleMania. By many metrics, he was the top guy. But WWE's booking never fully committed to him the way they had with Hogan. There was always a sense that management was looking for someone else, someone bigger, flashier, more sports entertainment. That tension is what makes Bret the quintessential second guy of this era. He was trusted with the title, but not trusted to be the company. He had the belt, but not the machine behind him. And yet, Bret delivered. His matches with Owen Hart, his storytelling against Steve Austin, his technical mastery, these carried me through a rough stretch when the company desperately needed quality in the ring. The irony is that his work during this period laid the foundation for the Attitude Era, which he wouldn't stick around to headline. The Attitude Era, 1997 to
obviously,
2002.
this is The Rock.
Stone Cold
The
Steve
number two
Austin
is
was
obviously
the
The
Attitude
Rock,
Era. His
without
feud with
question.
Vince McMahon wasn't just a storyline, it was the cultural moment that made WWE appointment television. Austin 316 became the best-selling piece of merchandise in company history. So, who was second? The Rock. Now, you could argue Rock was a co-top guy, and you wouldn't be wrong. By 1999 and 2000, Rock was just as over, just as marketable, and in some ways, more versatile. But Austin was the one who ignited the boom. Rock was the one who sustained it. What made Rock exceptional as a second guy was his ability to work both sides of the card. He started as a heel with the Nation of Domination, became the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. The Rock vs. Austin trilogy at WrestleMania is the defining rivalry of the era. But
Yes.
notice how that story played out. Austin was the conquering hero at WrestleMania 15, the tragic figure at X7, and the fallen icon at 19. Rock was his mirror, his measuring stick, his equal. But Austin's journey was the main story. Rock's Hollywood transition also speaks to his second guy status. He was always destined for something beyond wrestling, which meant his commitment was different. Austin bled for WWE in a way Rock didn't have to. Still, without Rock, there's no Attitude Era as we know it. The
Facts.
Ruthless Aggression Era,
Batista.
2002 to
You can make an argument for Randy and Edge. Shit, you could even say Jeff Hardy at one point. Jeff Hardy, Triple H, you can make an argument for all of those guys, but for me personally, it'll always be Batista. Batista will always be the second guy.
2008. John Cena became the face of WWE during this period. His rise from basic thugonomics to Superman in jorts defined a generation, whether fans loved it or hated it. The second guy, Batista. After Evolution split, WWE had two homegrown main eventers ready to carry the company. Cena went to Raw and became the franchise. Batista went to SmackDown and became its anchor. Batista's appeal was different from Cena's. He was a throwback, a powerhouse with genuine menace who felt like he could legitimately hurt someone. His feuds with Triple H, Undertaker, and Edge gave SmackDown credibility during a period when Raw was the flagship show. What made Batista an effective second guy was his willingness to play heel when the story required it. His 2009 to 2010 heel run against Cena showed a different dimension, vicious, entitled, and genuinely unlikable. Meanwhile, Cena stayed locked in his polarizing babyface role. Batista never had Cena's merchandise numbers or mainstream crossover during his initial run, but he was essential to WWE having two viable brands and two legitimate main event scenes. The PG Era, 2008 to 2000.
This one is up in the air. I guess you could say CM Punk, but like he came in later though. I'm gonna go Randy. If we had to say a number two guy from 2008 to 2014, it's got to be Randy. If you say CM Punk, I get it because, you know, y'all CM Punk dick riders be out there. But me personally, I'm taking Randy. Randy was consistent during this time.
14. If the PG era had a face, it was Super Cena, the invincible hero who overcame the odds week after week, year after year. But the heart and soul of this era's creative peaks? CM Punk. Punk's 2011 Pipe Bomb promo didn't just make him a star, it temporarily made him the most talked about wrestler in the world. His 434-day WWE Championship reign is the longest of the modern era. He was supposed to be the guy, but he wasn't. Not really. WWE never fully committed to Punk the way they committed to Cena. Even during his record-breaking title reign, Punk often played second fiddle on shows, closing out fewer pay-per-views than you'd expect from a long-reigning champion. The infamous example: during his title reign, Punk defended in the semi-main event while Cena's non-title matches closed the show. This tension, being pushed as a top champion while being treated as the second guy, defined Punk's WWE career. He was over with a passionate fan base, he delivered consistently great matches, and he brought an edge that PG era desperately needed. But the machine was built around Cena, and Punk knew it. His departure in 2014 was the ultimate second guy moment, leaving because he'd never truly be first. The Reality Era, 2014 to 2016. The Reality Era is tricky because
if I had to say who was running WWE between 2014 and 2016, it would have to be Brock. Brock would have to be running things, and then you could say Roman was number 2. Brock Lesnar was running shit, and he was only part-time, but Brock was running shit at that point.
WWE was actively searching for its next franchise player. Daniel Bryan's injuries derailed what should have been his crowning period. Roman Reigns was being groomed as the heir apparent, but fan rejection complicated that plan. In this chaos, Dean Ambrose emerged as the reliable second guy. After the Shield split, all 3 members were positioned for main event runs. Reigns got the Roman push. Seth Rollins became the chicken shit heel champion. Ambrose became the workhorse, the guy who could slot into any program, work with anyone, and keep the crowd engaged even when the storylines faltered. Ambrose's appeal was his unpredictability and everyman quality. He wasn't the chosen one like Reigns or the golden boy like Rollins. He was the scrappy brawler who fans genuinely connected with because he felt real in an era literally named for breaking kayfabe. His eventual WWE Championship win felt earned, but also came with the typical second guy caveat. His reign was fine, not great, and he was never positioned as the true face of the company. The New Era / Women's Evolution, 2016 to 2019. When AJ Styles debuted at the 2016 Royal Rumble, he was already a legend everywhere except WWE.
I will agree. I think after 2016, I do agree that AJ's low-key was like the second best guy in the company. Now, around this time, who will be the top guy running shit between 2016 and 2019? That's up for debate, because some would say Roman, but you got to remember Roman had to take off for the leukemia. It's tough to say who was running shit around this time. Like, the most consistent guy was AJ Styles. So it's really tough to say who the top guy was and who the second fiddle was. Between 2016 and 2019, even though I wasn't watching wrestling like that, I don't know. I can't really say who the second guy is. I guess you would have to go with the women's side of things, because on the men's side, it's like, it's up in the air. It's like, 1 minute is Roman, next minute is Brock, next minute is AJ, next minute is Braun Strowman, next minute is Goldberg, next minute is fucking John Cena. Bro, the door just kept rotating and revolving, bro, with people coming in and out that motherfucker.
WWE.
So
Within months, he became the best thing on SmackDown and arguably the best wrestler in the entire company. But the machine was still built around Roman Reigns. Even when Reigns was struggling with fan reception, even when Styles was having 5-star matches every month, WWE's long-term plan centered on Roman. Styles was the perfect second guy because he didn't need the top spot to feel like a top guy. His work spoke for itself. His matches with Cena, his year-long WWE Championship reign on SmackDown, his ability to get quality out of anyone. Styles elevated the entire product without requiring the full promotional push that Reigns received. This era also saw the women's evolution, where Becky Lynch emerged as arguably the top star regardless of gender. But on the men's side, Styles occupied that reliable second position. Undeniably elite, universally respected, but not the one WWE was building everything around. The Thunderdome/Pandemic Era, 2020 to 2022.
Okay, this era right here, Roman is officially top dog by this point. Roman is officially top dog. Who's the second best guy here from this time frame? You could go Seth. You can go Drew. I'd probably say it's between them two. It's between Seth and Drew because they were the only two consistent guys from this era, the Thunderdome era.
When COVID-19 emptied arenas, WWE faced an identity crisis. Roman Reigns returned as the tribal chief and immediately became the best thing in wrestling, a transcendent heel run that redefined his career. But before Roman's return, and running parallel to it, Drew McIntyre had his moment. Drew's WrestleMania 36 win over Brock Lesnar was supposed to be his coronation. Instead, it happened in an empty performance center with no crowd reaction. It was triumphant and tragic simultaneously. Even so, McIntyre carried Raw through the pandemic as a fighting champion who brought intensity and legitimacy to a surreal period. He was the guy WWE needed when they couldn't have Roman, who sat out the early pandemic months. Once Roman returned as the tribal chief, the hierarchy became clear. Roman was the guy on SmackDown, redefining what a main event heel could be. Drew was the second guy. Excellent, dependable, over with fans, but not the centerpiece of WWE's creative vision. For years, Roman Reigns was untouchable. The tribal chief wasn't just the top guy, he was WWE. But after WrestleMania 40, everything changed. Cody Rhodes finally finished the story and defeated Roman, ending one of the most dominant title reigns in history. And with that moment, Cody didn't just win a championship, he became the face of WWE. Cody now represents the company across media, main events, and storytelling.
Now, Cody's the number 2. Right now, if we talking from 2023 to right now, present day, Cody is the automatic number 2. Roman gonna always be the top dog, but Cody is the number 2. You could say they can both be number 1s, but with Roman having the title now and them having to build the whole bloodline saga up again, yeah, Cody's the number 2 now.
He's the centerpiece, the chosen guy, the new standard. Which brings us to the second guy, Drew McIntyre. Drew's current run is arguably the best work of his career. He's no longer just the pandemic champion, he's evolved into a layered, bitter, and brutally honest character. His feud with CM Punk showed a different side of him. Resentful, justified, and dangerously close to snapping. Drew feels real. He feels like someone who should be the guy, but keeps getting overlooked. And that's exactly what makes him the perfect second guy. He's credible enough to beat anyone, intense enough to carry major storylines, and over enough that fans believe he deserves more. But right now, the spotlight belongs to Cody. Drew isn't chasing just titles anymore, he's chasing recognition. That might be even harder to win. Looking back across these eras, a pattern emerges. The second top guy is often more versatile than the franchise player. He can work heel or face. He can have great matches with anyone. He doesn't need the full machine behind him to feel credible. Savage, Brett, Rock, Batista, Punk, Ambrose, AJ, Drew, these aren't lesser talents. balance. In many cases, they're better workers than the top guys they stood beside. But wrestling is a business, and the business picks its faces for reasons beyond just in-ring ability. Being the second top guy isn't a consolation prize, it's a testament to being essential. The guy who makes the top guy look like a star, who carries the company when the main attraction is unavailable, who defines what excellence looks like even without the crown. Thanks for watching. Drop a comment telling.
Alrighty, man. That's just gonna about do it for this one. Most definitely, man. I agree with every one of these. I'm still questioning the Bret Hart one because I personally believe that Bret was the number one. Shawn Michaels was the number two. And then when Bret left, that's when Shawn just like exploded. Pause. But anyways, though, that's just gonna about do it for this one. I will see you on the next video. Till then, deuces.